All right, so get this. We're going deep on mouse deer today.
Oh,
And our sources, get this, it's a YouTube video about raising them.
hmm.
Not, a nature doc or a scientific journal, but a YouTube video.
Yeah, you never know what you'll find on YouTube these days.
Absolutely. Who knew, right? Amidst all the cat videos.
Right.
Yeah, and speaking of niche, the most surprising thing I learned is that mouse deer have been around for, wait for it, 34 million years.
Wow.
Practically unchanged.
That's incredible.
Right, that's older than the Himalayas.
It is, yeah.
So you wanted to know more about mouse deer.
I do.
And we're going to uncover some amazing things.
Yeah.
Like, how have they stayed virtually the same for so long?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And what are the threats to their survival today? How does their story, intersect with our own?
Oh, excellent questions.
Yeah, so...
We will definitely explore those.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly is a mouse deer? Okay, so picture a deer shrunk down to, the size of a loaf of bread.
Wow.
Seriously.
That's tiny.
They're smaller than most house cats.
Amazing.
The video mentioned they're only 11/80th the size of a regular deer,
Wow.
which is just, mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, they truly are miniature marvels, perfectly adapted to their environment.
Yeah.
And despite their, diminutive size,
Yeah.
they possess some unexpected features.
Yeah, like their fangs.
Oh,
They have these, adorable mouse-like faces,
Boy.
but then, bam, fangs!
Right.
I mean, this makes me wonder if their, ancient ancestors were omnivores
Hmm.
and gradually evolved to a, purely herbivorous diet,
That's an interesting possibility.
Yeah.
Their diet now consists mainly of fruits, leaves, and even mushrooms,
Oh, wow.
which they forage for in the forest undergrowth.
So not quite the ferocious predators their fangs might suggest.
Right, not quite.
They're not just picky eaters.
Yeah.
Their digestive system's, quite unique. Yeah.
The video mentioned they have a four-chambered stomach similar to cows.
Exactly. Which is quite unusual for such a small, non-ruminant animal.
Really?
Yeah, this complex stomach structure allows them to extract maximum nutrients from their, high-fiber diet, much like cows do with grass.
Wow, so they're like tiny fang-toothed cows?
Pretty much.
But unlike cows, mouse deer are solitary creatures.
They are, yes.
Yeah, they prefer to roam the forest alone, mostly at night.
Right. Their solitary and nocturnal nature is another key to their survival.
Yeah.
It helps them avoid predators and competition for resources.
Okay, so speaking of survival, these creatures have witnessed some incredible changes over the past 34 million years.
Long time.
I can't even imagine what the world was like back then.
Right. It was a world dominated by dense forests and giant mammals.
Oh, wow.
Think saber-toothed cats and woolly mammoths roaming the landscape.
Wow.
The climate was much warmer, and the continents were still shifting into their current positions. So while continents drifted and
Yeah.
climates changed,
Right.
these little guys just kept on, munching their leaves and mushrooms.
Yeah, they just kept going.
Amazing how they've adapted and thrived through such, massive upheaval.
Their resilience is truly remarkable.
It is, but resilience alone isn't enough in today's world.
Right.
The video highlights the urgent need for conservation efforts to protect these ancient creatures.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
While they are found across Asia and Africa,
Yeah.
certain mouse deer species are facing increasing threats from habitat loss,
Oh.
hunting for their meat and skin,
Oh.
and the illegal pet trade.
It's heartbreaking to think that, these animals, which have weathered so much over millions of years,
Right.
are now facing such serious challenges because of human activities.
It is a sad irony,
Yeah.
By losing mouse deer, we lose a vital piece of the ecosystem.
Oh, right.
They played a crucial role in seed dispersal
Yeah.
and forest regeneration.
So it's not just about, protecting one cute animal. It's about preserving the intricate web of life
Exactly.
that keeps entire ecosystems healthy.
It's all connected.
So this leads us to the conservation efforts mentioned in the video.
Yes.
What are they doing?
There are some inspiring projects underway.
Okay.
In Vietnam, for instance,
Uh-huh.
they're creating sanctuaries specifically designed to mimic the mouse deer's natural habitat,
Wow.
offering a safe haven for these vulnerable creatures.
They describe it as a 5-star resort for mouse deer,
Yes, they do.
which is a cute analogy, but I wonder,
What are you wondering?
can such sanctuaries truly, replicate the complexity of a wild ecosystem?
That's a very valid point.
It seems like a Band-Aid solution,
Right.
protecting a small population,
Right.
while the larger threats of deforestation and hunting continue.
That's true.
Yeah,
Sanctuaries alone can't solve the problem.
right.
We need a multi-pronged approach that addresses the root causes of these threats.
So while sanctuaries offer like a glimmer of hope,
Yes,
they can't be the only answer.
precisely. We need to address the systemic issues of habitat loss, illegal wildlife trade,
Right.
and unsustainable land use practices to truly protect these remarkable creatures.
Well said.
Thank you.
Now, the video takes a rather unexpected turn from these tiny ancient creatures
Okay.
to something completely different, rabbit farming in China.
Hard.
It's a huge jump, but I'm curious to see where this leads us.
I think it'll be an interesting contrast. Welcome back to our deep dive, where
Yeah.
we're exploring this rather fascinating contrast
Yeah.
between the ancient lineage of mouse deer
Right.
and the modern-day practice of rabbit farming in China.
Yeah, it's an interesting shift in gears.
It is.
Honestly, my mind is still trying to like wrap itself around the scale of rabbit farming in China.
Yep.
Over 300 million rabbits consumed every year.
It's a truly staggering number.
It is.
Reflecting the cultural significance of rabbit meat in Chinese cuisine.
The video delves into the entire process,
Okay.
from breeding to processing, which is quite revealing.
Yeah.
They utilize both natural mating and artificial insemination
Right.
to maintain a consistent supply of rabbits.
Yeah. Artificial insemination, for those unfamiliar,
Yeah.
is a technique where sperm is collected from male rabbits
Okay.
and then artificially introduced into female rabbits
Okay.
to achieve pregnancy.
I see.
It's a common practice in animal agriculture
Right.
to control breeding and optimize genetic traits.
Makes sense from an efficiency standpoint,
It does.
especially on such a large scale.
Right.
It also makes me think about like the ethical implications
Mm.
of treating animals as commodities in this way.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's a debate that surrounds many aspects of modern agriculture.
Right.
It's important to consider the welfare of the animals involved
Right.
and ensure humane treatment throughout the process.
Absolutely. The video emphasizes the meticulous care given to the baby rabbits,
Oh, good.
highlighting the importance of vaccination and hygiene
Right.
to ensure their health.
Yeah,
They even use high-quality feed pellets
okay.
for optimal nutrition.
That's good.
Seems like a highly controlled environment,
It is.
almost like a laboratory setting.
It's a far cry from the wild existence of mouse deer,
Yeah, it is.
highlighting the stark contrast between human intervention
Right.
and the natural world.
Speaking of human intervention, the video highlights the role of technology in rabbit farming.
Yeah, technology plays a huge role in modern agriculture,
Yeah.
optimizing efficiency, ensuring food safety,
Right.
and reducing labor costs.
It's fascinating how technology can be used in such different ways. Like,
Yeah.
on one hand, to study and protect wildlife, like a mouse deer.
Right.
And on the other hand, to streamline the production of animal products on a massive scale.
It speaks to the duality of our relationship with nature
It does.
as both stewards and consumers.
So once the rabbits are raised
Yeah.
and processed,
Uh-huh.
what happens next?
Well, as we mentioned, rabbit meat is a popular ingredient in Chinese cuisine.
Right.
It's incorporated into a variety of dishes,
Yeah.
from stir-fries to dumplings.
Right. And it's not just the meat that's used.
Right, you're right.
The video mentioned that the internal organs
Yes.
are often processed or sold separately.
Right, nothing goes to waste.
It's a very resource-efficient system,
It is.
reflecting a cultural value
Yeah,
of maximizing the use of available resources.
it does.
Also highlights like the stark contrast
Yeah.
between our cultural perspectives on food.
Yes, absolutely.
In some cultures,
Yeah,
certain animal parts might be considered delicacies,
right.
while in others they might be deemed like inedible.
Yeah, it's a reminder that our perceptions of food are deeply influenced by, our cultural background
Right.
and upbringing. What might seem strange or even repulsive to one person
Yeah.
might be perfectly normal and even desirable to another.
And speaking of cultural perspectives,
Yes.
let's not forget about rabbit fur,
Of course.
which is used to create like luxurious coats and other garments.
Rabbit fur has a long history of use in clothing, prized for its softness and warmth.
The video showed like skilled artisans crafting these items.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how a single animal can be utilized in so many different ways,
It is.
from its meat to its organs to its fur.
Makes me think about, the ethics of using animal products,
Yeah.
where we draw the line between necessity and luxury.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
It is.
There's a spectrum of perspectives on animal welfare
Right.
and the use of animal products.
Right.
Some people advocate for a vegan lifestyle,
Right.
abstaining from all animal products,
Yeah.
while others believe in a more balanced approach,
Yeah.
consuming animal products responsibly and ethically.
It's a conversation worth having,
It is.
especially as we grapple with the challenges of sustainable living
Right.
and our impact on the planet.
For sure.
But let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and circle back to the conservation of mouse deer.
Okay.
We talked about the efforts to create sanctuaries.
Yes.
But what other actions can we take to protect these vulnerable creatures?
Yeah.
It sometimes feels like our individual efforts
Yeah.
are just a drop in the bucket.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
But every action, no matter how small,
Yeah.
can contribute to a larger movement.
Right.
It's like a ripple effect where one small action
Yeah.
can create waves of change.
Okay, so what?
Yeah.
Give us some concrete examples.
Okay.
What can we do in our daily lives to support mouse deer conservation?
Well, first and foremost, education is key.
Okay.
The more we learn about, the threats facing mouse deer
Yeah.
and the organizations working to protect them,
Right.
the better equipped we are to make informed decisions
Yeah.
and take meaningful action.
So it's about doing our research,
Yes.
understanding the problem, and then
Exactly.
spreading awareness among our friends and family.
Sometimes just starting a conversation
Yeah.
can spark a chain reaction,
Right.
inspiring others to learn more and get involved.
And then there are more direct ways to contribute, like
Yeah.
donating to conservation organizations
Of course.
or volunteering our time.
Right. Even small donations can help fund research, habitat restoration,
Right.
or anti-poaching efforts.
Yeah.
And volunteering can be a rewarding way to connect with nature
Yeah.
and contribute to a cause we care about.
And let's not underestimate the power of our consumer choices.
Right.
We can support sustainable practices by choosing products
Yes.
that are certified as environmentally friendly.
Yes.
It's like fair trade coffee or sustainably sourced seafood.
Those choices might seem small,
Yeah.
but they send a message to businesses
Right.
that consumers care about ethical and sustainable practices.
And they can collectively create a demand
Yes.
for more responsible products.
Exactly. It's about using our purchasing power
Yeah.
to create positive change.
And we can also advocate
Yes.
for stronger environmental policies and regulations.
Absolutely.
So it's a multifaceted approach.
Sure.
Education,
Yeah.
individual action, conscious consumerism,
Right.
and advocating for systemic change.
It sounds like a lot,
It does.
but it's encouraging to know that we can make a difference on so many levels.
Absolutely. Every action counts.
It does.
Now, this journey from the ancient world of mouse deer
Yeah.
to the modern marvels of rabbit farming in China might seem like an odd pairing, but I think it highlights a really important point.
What would that be?
It reveals the complexity of our relationship with the natural world.
It does.
We have these ancient creatures like mouse deer
Yes.
that have survived for millions of years.
Yes.
And then we have these massive agricultural systems designed to meet the needs of a growing population.
It's a fascinating juxtaposition,
It is.
showcasing the duality of our role as both protectors and consumers
Right.
of the natural world.
It's almost like two ends of a spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's challenging to reconcile those different perspectives.
It is, but it's a challenge we need to address.
Right.
We can't just ignore the complexities and pretend they don't exist.
So how do we navigate this complex terrain?
Yeah.
It feels a little overwhelming, to be honest.
I think the first step is to acknowledge the interconnectedness of everything.
Okay.
Our actions have consequences both locally and globally.
Right.
What we do in one part of the world can impact ecosystems and communities on the other side of the planet.
That's a sobering thought,
It is.
but also empowering,
It is.
It means we have the ability to make a difference.
Exactly. And it's not about finding one perfect solution.
Yeah.
It's about constantly learning, adapting, and striving to find a better way forward.
So it's a journey, not a destination.
Precisely. And it's a journey we all need to embark on together.
This conversation has sparked a lot of thoughts and questions.
Good.